tell me, are you all familiar with iGovTT? If not, well, we do have two representatives in studio with us this morning, Dr. Inshan Mia John, Chief Executive Officer of iGovTT, and we also have Mr. Irwin Williams, Head of the Software Development iGovTT. And let me just tell you from the beginning, iGovTT has been around for a number of years now. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming this morning.
Good morning, thank you.
Yeah, well, I know a number of persons would have used this over the years, but maybe you do have situations where people are not too familiar with it still. Dr. Mia John, let's get into that and speak about the iGovTT.
Thank you for that. So we're excited to talk about iGovTT. We've been around for 15 years.
Yes.
And we're the State Information Communication Technology Company. That's why we've shortened it to iGovTT. It's too long to say that. And we support over 88% of 177 ministries, departments, and agencies in critical services. So if you think of several projects that you might have seen, let's say, for example, e-appointments. So you would have gone to get your passport, but that's powered by iGovTT, is our system. But you would not have known that. So we have this term powered by iGovTT because we create so many digital services and products for the citizens, but it is really on behalf of the ministry. So for example, CSME, most recently, we worked on their behalf. There's an online portal, and Irwin can talk about that shortly. Mm-hmm. And now you can go online, any country in the Caribbean, and do your application digitally. So iGovTT has two rules. It is to be a partner of choice and to be a digital transformation company. We fall under the Ministry of Digital Transformation. Our Senator the Honorable Hasselbachus is our minister, and that digital transformation ministry is doing great initiatives, and we are an implementation arm for them.
Yeah. But Mr. Williams, is it safe to say that it has been a platform for people to do or to, let me say, extract services or get services in a seamless sort of way?
I like the term, and the seamlessness part of it is built into our history.
Yes.
iGov would have supported the interconnectivity and connections of our ministries, departments, and agencies for a long, long time. And so anytime a government agency wanted to get online or to safely conduct business online, it would go through or could go through GovNet, one of our platforms. So we've been doing enablement and digital transformation support for essentially the government of Trinidad and Tobago for more than a decade now.
Yes.
And we're actually celebrating next month, celebrating our 15th anniversary. So it's a big deal to have been in the background supporting these services and, as you said, seamlessly enabling ministries to jump online, to power their services and to transform things. And so for us, building solutions like the Cybersecurity Investment Tax Allowance management system has been yet another one of those solutions we've offered to the public on behalf of, in this case, the Ministry of Finance and the Board of Inland Revenues participating in this activity.
Yeah. And Doctor, I know that the Cybersecurity Investment Tax Allowance that was launched on June 12th this year. Let's get deeper into that. What is it about?
No problem. So when the minister read the budget and he talked about and he shared about the Cybersecurity Investment Tax Allowance, we were excited. It's the Finance Act number 15 of 2023, where it allows businesses, any businesses registered within Trinidad and Tobago. So it doesn't matter if you're a small company.
Yes.
You're allowed up to $500,000, 500,000 TT dollars in fiscal year 2024 to 2025. In terms of your software, there are 32 types of software that one can apply for in terms of prevention, detection, response, recovery, and in terms of hardware and network monitoring equipment. So let's talk about some statistics very quickly. The World Economic Forum expects cybercrime to cost the globe $10.5 trillion US dollars. The global GDP is $100 trillion, so that's 10%. Currently, globally, we have 5.2 billion people that are internet users. 5 billion people are social media users. In Trinidad and Tobago, we have 1.21 million, 1 million social media users, and 1.93 cell phones, right? So we have more than 125%. That means the threat landscape where you exist, your cell phone, Marlon, could be at risk. Your computer, right, that you see that Microsoft service could be at risk. Are you protecting that? This allows businesses to protect themselves. Because as you know, if you don't protect yourself, there are a lot of bad actors. We talked about the economics of it. they can come and close down your business.
Yeah. So is it because of recent threats that the government decided, well, here's what, because of these threats and in an attempt to prevent future threats, now was the most opportune time to launch this initiative?
So the government has been doing a lot of work internally. This is one of the few initiatives that I have seen internationally that allows a whole of country approach, because you're allowing a business to protect themselves. When you look at an entire ecosystem, it means that they're looking at a whole of country defense approach. So it's not only national security for us as a country, but every company can be protected by this.
Yeah. And Mr. Williams, as we said earlier, this project would have been launched on June 12th. What has the response been thus far?
A lot of interest. So as it turns out, we launched both our new website, iGovTT.tt, along with the Cybersecurity Investment Tax Allowance Management System, CITA.gov.tt, same day, so that if you wanted to find out what is iGovTT doing, how does it transit into CITA, you could just go and find out immediately. And we've seen a lot of interest. We've been looking at on analytics, literally hundreds and even a couple of thousand of impressions on those sites to understand how could this thing be used. We've even had a couple applications started already. So we expect that as businesses make the purchases and their teams are informing them, you could get an allowance for this, you could get some money back for this. They'll be checking out the system and letting the applications pass through. If I get to share how the system is supposed to work. So literally, when the Minister of Finance announced it, he indicated iGovTT will support this and will provide the assurances about the various applications before it gets to IRD. So that literally means the purchases you make, they have to pass through us. Not necessarily buying via us, but when you make the purchase, we have to have some way of reviewing it and verifying it and aligning it to international standards. We did all that virtually. So you log into this portal, you upload your documents, your purchase information, your proofs of purchase, the receipts and all that stuff. And once that passes through, our review officers then make sure the purchases are actually valid cybersecurity purchases. At the end of that, we issue a certificate. It's this credential that is verifiable that allows the IRD staff, when they're reviewing the allowances coming in as part of the business's usual course of activity, they're able to verify that the document that they get from us did actually originate from our department without having to call anyone. It's all transparent. It all happens virtually, reducing time and having a very efficient way of getting all these parts working together.
Yeah. Doctor, let's speak a little bit about the benefits of this, of organizations signing on to this.
So we just talked about how big the threat landscape is. And anybody having a device, anybody using the internet, you're at risk. We give examples of a young person starting a business, running it, having it operating well, and then you clicked on a phishing email that has malicious code. It looks real, but it's not. And that can close down your entire company. It can take your customers' information and share it. It means reputational risk. It means all of the investment that you took to build your brand, build your company, the hard work, can be gone in a minute. Ransomware is where they come and they lock up your computer. So just think about, you have a business, physical company, right? So you would put a front door, you would put an alarm system, you would put some camera monitoring equipment. Imagine that digitally. And that's what defense in depth is. That's what cybersecurity is. So you'll have network monitoring equipment, a firewall, you'll have antivirus. So one of the things that may happen is you could be attacked. Do you have a server? Do you have a backup? Can you then, launch the business the next day? It is critical for businesses, for business continuity.
Yeah. But when we speak about, and this is for business, because they always speak about the bottom line, gentlemen. How is this going to impact the bottom line?
Well, it's an incentive. So literally, the government is giving you an opportunity to invest up to $500,000 and get that back. I have not seen that in any of my travels, any of the countries that I've studied. So this is an opportunity for you to do the investment, go to the CITA website, register now, take advantage of this, protect your business, protect your clients, and all of the hard work that you would have invested, protect that investment.
Yeah.
And Marlon, if I can add, prevention in this case is much cheaper than the cure. Literally, if you spend, as it turns out with cybersecurity, it's not sometimes seen as the most glamorous part of IT and transformation. You tend to think, how is the business making money? How are customers interacting? Let's get a new website. Let's offer some new service, a new app. But if you don't protect those digital assets, you can find all the work you spent to shore up and build your business and put yourself online is undermined quickly. And the cost of recovery as Dr. Majan mentioned, the reputational cost of getting back your customers and people trusting you again is much more than, in this case, the cost of getting resources in place to recover quickly in case of any attack or someone tries to hack you. Even if they slightly got in because you made the investments to deal with that situation. And investments here is not just, oh, I've spent a lot of money. You've considered it. You sat down, you sat with a professional, you designed an approach. What happens in case of emergency? I just saw a tropical storm watch. It's similar to that. When a tropical storm is, you don't plan for it when it turns up. You plan months in advance to make sure your business could handle whatever the weather presents. Similarly, in the digital world, what we're doing here is allowing businesses to plan before. What happens if someone tries to rush through our digital front door? How do we make sure we prevent that or reduce the likelihood of that? Further, what if they get behind? Can we recover well? Is there some way to quickly get back into operation? So the resilience we're looking at here is both from a perspective of your business working continuously, and if you are troubled, recovering well. So the government is saying, we're giving an allowance, $500,000 to get yourself better prepared for the attacks that we know are coming, that have happened before, so you could keep your business going for much longer.
Yeah.
And the chambers have endorsed it. Kiran Maharaj, the president of the Chamber of Commerce, has endorsed it. We presented to the Energy Chamber, Tax Driver, the TTMA. So they have really gotten behind this because it's a simple, seamless way to access the solution.
Yeah. But let's look a little bit at the system in place and the iGov system, and including the system that you all have put in place, let's say, for people to register and to look at applications and process applications and things like that.
So that's a beautiful question. And the thing is that when the minister launched this within the fiscal, Irwin's team built this successfully, in-house with no extra budget. So this did not cost us any extra funds. And it's all digitally, all online. He talked about the digital certificate that has digital credentials within it. So if you take it, it means that if you scan that QR code, you can verify this is real. Registration is online. Uploading your documents is online. It's very simple, easy to do. And it's a painless process. We wanted to ensure that the interaction with government with iGovTT's powered site was painless, and it is.
Yeah.
A very positive digital user experience is the feedback that we've been getting.
Yeah, because, and gentlemen, I asked this question, and Mr. Williams is smiling, but I'm asking this question because, we do have the perception in Trinidad and Tobago that, well, let me put it a different way. I was going to say, well, what we have here, there's the perception that it is never good enough for them, and they look abroad for better systems and so on. So you don't want to have a situation where people start signing on to this initiative and then you have a situation where the system breaks down.
Right.
So that is, I want to put it in that context.
So we're aware of those perspectives.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate, but I've come from a history of building world-class global solutions.
Yes.
We've received awards internationally.
Right.
And the team I'm working with in iGov is a highly professional team. This is not the first time we've built solutions like this. They've not been compromised. We've been running business as usual for a very long time. Having a high-quality team locally is nowhere near impossible. What we may need to change is people's perspectives on what local can deliver and how we trust local. There's a key thing about how we look at international solutions.
Yes.
We're never really aware of their history. We don't know when they first started, the stumbles they make. All we see is the beautiful, shiny 15th version of a product. Whereas locally, unfortunately, the first version we look very, very harshly at and think, if it doesn't work, it'll never be good. Thankfully, This is the third or fourth time iGov is building a document verification as a service system, which literally means we've built other solutions where you upload documents, they get processed. The CSME certificate solution is an example of that, and that's been running for a little while now. So literally, same security is needed. We've put that in place. And then just to talk about our process, I'm the head of the software development team. There are actually other teams involved in building solutions at iGov that come together to build software. So we have our consulting team and our operations team. We also look at our cybersecurity team. So what that means is when we build a software solution, we actually don't just release it to the public. We have an internal security assurance team who does the review. They send us back notifications that we can't go forward with. So my team is stuck until we get that stamp of approval. And then So Trinidad has a national Trinidad and Tobago Cybersecurity Incident Response Team, TTC CERT. None of our solutions go to the public before TTC CERT has reviewed and given us the sample approval. It's an approach iGovTT has taken, and it has served us well in the past. And so we actually recommend other local firms, any software solution you're putting out, don't just put it out to the market. Make sure you go through the due diligence. Make sure you do all the forms of testing. You do UAT, which is user acceptance
Yes.
testing, load testing, penetration testing, and other forms of security testing. Because we have that approach, we're very assured we've taken the best steps, internationally recognized steps, to make sure your applications work and they don't go down.
Yeah, so it's a rigorous process.
Yeah.
Doctor, anything else you'd like to touch on that we didn't this morning that
No,
we should know about?
Well, so we have some other solutions.
Of course.
Employ TT is one. So if you are looking for a job, you can log on to there. We have a lot of the ministries, departments, and agencies. And again, it was built in-house, and it works quite well. And really look at the CITA, Cybersecurity Investment Tax Allowance. Please take advantage of it. Protect your business. This is an incentive for businesses. Do not lose this opportunity.
Yeah.
And we're here to support.
Mr. Williams, anything else you'd like to add?
I'd just like to add that building progress is part of our DNA at iGovTT. And so we don't just see building as, oh, we built a software solution and we're done. We see it as we're adding to the national landscape of innovation. Every time we build something, we get the experience of building. It allows us to demonstrate locally and internationally we can build our future together. And I think this is just yet another one of those that fits into the tapestry of our solutions.
Yeah, gentlemen, thank you very much for coming this morning. We do appreciate that the
Thank you.
good work that you all continue to do.
Cheers.
Bye for now.